second nature. All is automatic. You fools hurt. Jesus will.
She don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't down once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. I'm just hoping she don't fail. Cause when she do, I don't know what I'ma do. All that I heard that y'all was talking, it was comical. Pull up in your city for the evening, what you trying to do? Cause I'm open to it. I know that you missing, but you gon' get through it. I can help with it if you need that. Go and bring the beat back. I don't really listen to the feedback, nah. Told me that she good, she don't need jack, nah. I'm real proud of the steps you took just to get to the place that you at today.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Now go ahead, get me out of here, I couldn't last a day. I got the city talking about me like I passed away. Automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me.
Bring your lunch pails, fellas. I need to see that workman attitude today. We got to get better today. What I want to know is how to get better.
Good. 20. Good. Six. 180. My turn. What's that?
That was great. I mean, you had a great day today. You finally getting it. You're starting to turn the corner, and that's what we like to see as a coaching staff. Show us some more.
Set. 180. What's that? Let's go, boys, let's go! 20! What's that?
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made you, you're labeled amazing. But you get some burn, you wasn't rich. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that was a gangster. Focusing on me with a Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle, pockets Tel Aviv. All I wanna see. Ocean front residence is 3 different ones a week. 'Cause I deserve that. It's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing over your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. That's when I turn that.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the one that you don't put nothing in. You know the one that you can hit, the one that see you win. Come on and lick your shit, and then sometimes you need
180! Done!
They don't know my name, I get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade. Tie me up in chains, I get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade.
They say fall and you let go, but I know I got an antidote to retain some kind of self-control. Look inside my head through a telescope. You erase all the calls from a telephone. No sense of smile, maybe tell a joke. Holding back your tears, singing minimal syllables. Yeah, look at me, at the asylum. Was a fate or mistake, 'cause the time ain't up. Yet the parts of my mind don't get much love. If you want to call me up, you look like a twisted Robin Hood. Yeah, you take from the rich and the poor and us. Wearing diamond shoes where you walk your pugs in a town you create where there ain't no love. Where do I go? Where do I know?
They don't know my name, I get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade. Tie me up in
trust in the belly of the beast, but outside there's a war going on your front lawn. Black Hawk, see the red dawn horizon. Blind yet I'm rising, abiding by laws.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Life gives you lemons and my only thought is drinking. Thirsty, will I be alive or dead before 30? That's all that concerns me early. Lemonade quenching my inner rage when it takes center stage way before they pour it on my grave. Minute Maid, let it set my soul ablaze on each and every way. Put me in the water for the save.
They don't know my name. I'll get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade. Tie me up in chains. I'll get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade. They don't know my name.
Irresponsible without your money or not. Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hell on the clock. Are you irresponsible without your money or not?
We've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue. But nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Washington football team. Which of these 0-3 teams will visit the win column for the first time? We'll see. We're underway here in Week 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and 8.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
The ball carrier.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's got his man Hilton. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Tannehill looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Jacobs. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 29-yard line. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
30-yard line.
From the gun, here's Tannehill. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
It's a
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Now Tannehill. He'll buy some time right. Strong coverage by Washington, and now fourth down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. They go with Jacobs. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Daquan Jones on the...
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This to Jacobs on the toss right. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
Jacobs, the ball carrier.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys at the cornerback position.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Now this throw caught left side. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Gordon. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he is finally brought down at the Ravens' 26. 31 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 26.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. That one a first down pickup of 8. They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Cole Beasley, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead.
Washington 7, Ravens nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
1st down.
Tannehill on 1st down. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Mayfield now from the 50. They will find Davis. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Now Gordon. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Taken down at the 41. That's a gain of
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear, but here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. Good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
At the Ravens.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, Mayfield. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions, 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens. As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer, and likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Flush to his right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Tannehill. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
Incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tannehill throwing again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jacobs. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. To the air again, Tannehill. He'll air this one out for Boyd. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and he will be brought down as time is now run out on this 1st half of action. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. And certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Here's Mayfield. And that's complete. Albert Okuebuna. And finally, he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15. A huge play there for Washington. 42 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Here's Gordon. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And some room to maneuver. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Melvin Gordon. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the interception by the Washington defense leads to a touchdown. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
I can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Off play action, Tannehill. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Boyd. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives them a new set of downs. They'll run on 1st down. Jacobs. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And he only manages a couple here, down to about the 38-yard line.
Ball carrier.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Gain on the play. And it's 3rd.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the... A lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. He will give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
3 brings up 2nd and 7 at the 41-yard line.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Steps away to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well?
Touchdown, Washington! Melvin Gordon with now his second touchdown of this third quarter.
And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
They're going to give it to Gordon. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Washington 19, Ravens nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Now Gordon on first down. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Melvin Gordon, a dynamo since the break, 3 third-quarter touchdowns.
And the interception by the Washington defense leads to a touchdown.
He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
The ball carrier.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
19 yards there on the catch and run. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, Tannehill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 18. And from the red zone now, Tannehill. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. First toss of the game here for the backup Barkley. Open space inside the 10. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
A pickup of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Barkley. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Jacobs.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so they dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this, let's try to get it in the end zone?
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
Out of his end zone, Mayfield. And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. On 1st down, Barkley. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line.
From the gun, Barkley. He's going to air one out. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Incomplete.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
10 at their own 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception. Barkley. Caught left side by Hilton. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Operating from the gun, Barkley. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, Barkley. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete.
Barkley's pass.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Big gain on the play. But it's 3rd down.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Right there.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
He'll try and run it. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Pernell McPhee able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. So a victory here for the Washington football team. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. obviously there are words that are said, and hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for Washington, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll have another home date next week as the LA Rams come to town. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
I heard the flare gun, I'm ready to race. No, I don't fear none, I'm stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen